Hi, my name is Kara Matarazzo, and I'm going to show you how to clean your cast iron skillet. So many people have their own different ideas. I just know by trial and error on what works best for me. And the first thing I'm going to show you a few things that I do use. Um, you could use an SOS pad only if your cast iron pot is really filthy and you got some hard stuck on gook on the bottom. And usually that comes from if you're buying a used skillet at a thrift shop somewhere or a yard sale. A lot of people don't know how to take care of their cast iron skillet. And if you have one, if you take care of it, it will last you forever. It's something that you could actually pass down to your children. So then also, I bought this little scrubber here. Actually it's made by Lodge, and this also is not too rough on your skillet, but yet it's hard enough to get nice and clean without scratching it too much. And then you could also use salt. Um, if you because you can't use any detergent or any kind of liquid soap unless you just bought it from the thrift shop and it's filthy. Use it one time, but once you use the soap, you never really should use it again. You could clean it with salt is really the best thing for your cast iron because it helps also season it. And then also I use Crisco lard to grease my pan. You want something nice and thick. You don't want to use olive oil or peanut oil because it's going to make your cast iron skillet sticky after a while. And this will actually help to absorb into your skillet, which gives it a nice shine. It protects it. Then you could also, and I do this every other time, you could also use bacon grease to season your pan. So whatever you prefer is just fine. And then another thing is that if you do have a lid for your cast iron, when you put this in storage or wherever you put it in your cabinet, don't put the lid on it because the moisture that could be in the air, whatever, with this being closed, could build up moisture in here, which will give you the rust. And if you have the rust, then you really need, that's but the only time to use your soap, and I use Dawn, or when, like I said, when you buy your cast iron already used and it has real thick bottom of layers on it, the only way you can get that off is to spray this on it and give a little elbow grease scrub to it. That will get it off. But never ever soak your cast iron skillet in water. That's the worst thing you could do for them. Then also another trick: never ever put something in the freezer and then put it right into your oven, or you don't want to put hot or cold in here if it's already hot. Like if you have it on the stove and you're heating it up, and you're putting something cold in it, that is one way to crack your skillet right in half. A friend of mine, that happened to him, and he was like, how in the world did my cast iron skillet crack in half? Well, you can't mix water, I'm sorry, cold and hot or hot and cold. That will kill it. So I'm going to show you how we're going to clean this one. Now this one, I've not used this probably in about a year. And before I knew better, I was using olive oil. And olive oil, all I did is just slid down, kicked on the bottom, and now I got this film of grease on the bottom of it. So this time, I'm going to use hot water. And I'm going to use my spray because after you use detergent, you can have to season it really good again. And then when you season it and you clean it, put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour or two. And keep it in the oven upside down on aluminum foil until the oven is cool. Okay, I'm using a little scrubber. You can see how it's really gross. And then I'm going to use my little scrubber here. These skillets are amazing. I know your grandparents had them, your parents had them. I'm going to use a little bit more because it's really, really thick. And this is before I realized, and I've done my research and my homework on really how to take care of my cast iron. I love them. Then also, I have different cast iron skillets that I use for my desserts, and I use my other ones for my frying chicken or bacon, because you don't want to mix the sweet and with the greasy chicken bacon in with it. So I do have separate ones for my peach cobbler, my apple cobblers, and I was so happy to find these without the long handle because it's really great for the pies. I do have about 3 other cast irons that have the long handles on it. The problem with the long handle is that it takes up so much room in your oven that you can't put something else in it. So this is really made for the oven. Okay, this is really, really dirty. And the grease that was in it before just is really sticking to it. Then you want to make sure you dry it really, really good. And then once you dry it, I'm going to use my Crisco lard on it or shortening. You want to make sure you get it inside really, really good. Even the handles. And you also really need to do the outside and the bottom. And it's going to give it that nice shine. Now I'm going to put it in my oven. Make sure it's going to fit. I'm going to put it upside down. And then this one here, I've already cleaned it. And if you don't have to season your skillet, which this one I do not, you want to dry it really good. And then, sorry. My thumb out of there. And then you want to turn on medium heat just for a few minutes. This one I'm going to clean really good, and I'm going to re-season it. And I do re-season my skillets probably once every 3 months, just to make sure that it stays nice and seasoned. And that's all there is to it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.